Rotten Tomato score. So like we usually do Rotten Tomatoes score at the end and kind of compare it to what we are and critics and audience, this and that, whatever. The biggest issue is I know, like friend of the show, Chillmonger, been talking about it. He has different reasons of why he wants this movie not to do well and stuff like that. But he brought it up. A bunch of other YouTubers brought it up. Forbes made a whole article about it. Is the numbers, So you kind of see a number down here. I don't know if you really say it. It says how many reviews it has. 252. And then the audience score, 5,000 reviews. I'm like, okay, that's 95% is really high.
For 5,000
really
people?
High.
Yeah.
That's really high. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, okay. But then you start clicking on it a little bit, and then it starts changing. And then this is the problem I guess a lot of people are having the problem with is all critics give it a 68%, right? Which is 252 reviews. Top critics, which is only 60, so it's a little bit less than 200 critic difference. Give it a 47. So they only show the higher number. Okay, so you're like, okay. So you only do top critics 47. Here, verified audience. It means you have to be verified. I believe you have to go through something on the website. You have to show that you saw the movie, tickets, whatever. I don't know the full process, but you have to be verified that you saw this movie. 95% at 5,000. And a lot of people are like, that's pretty high. But then you go to all audience. All audience is 25,000, and it's at 56.
25,000?
Brought it down to a 56. There are a lot of people saying that it was getting review bombed, giving it a lot of 1 stars, stuff like that. But the biggest issue right now is how it's a 95 with 5,000, and all audience gives it 56. So what numbers should Rotten Tomatoes use? It's
the numbers that they use for everybody else. That's what the answer is.
I agree.
It's the numbers they use for anyone else. So like it usually is not this huge drastic change. So like for example, Guardians of the Galaxy for verified audience is 93, and for all 94, and then for all audiences 93. So you're not usually this huge change. But this is one of those things where you do have people that will review bomb it just because.
Yeah.
So,
which is what the all audience and score. But so like Horror Geek brought up a good point. Rotten Tomato does verify reviews to prevent review bombing, which is good. That's what I think should happen. They always show the verified score, which I agree. They always show the verified score, so you're always going to see that. Mm-hmm. Now, what they're saying too is this number has been the same, no matter how big this number. So it's always been at 95% pretty much the entire time, all weekend, no matter how many of verified ratings it is. So you would expect the higher it goes, the number would change. Yeah. It started at 93. Like you're right, started right there. And then it's been right there the whole time. And that's what Forbes is bringing up. So when you get some of these bigger publications like Forbes doing it, it starts pulling. I don't mind them.
The stuff that they've been doing last couple.
I haven't been keeping track of that.
Speaking of even the Jonathan Major stuff, Variety tubes and
that, that too.
Just saying.
They're not really tabloids, but these like people they like the controversy. So wherever they can find it, they're gonna find it and stuff like that. Why isn't that showing up? Keeps whatever. But yeah, it's like there's something fishy about the Rotten Tomato score, the audience review. But like Chillmonger said the same thing, so if you want stuff like that, if you agree with him or don't agree with him, it is what it is. But it's been right around here the whole time, They went to 95, expected to drop soon. So we're saying, but it hasn't dropped in the last like 2 days, I think. Stream 6 stayed at the same score for a long time. Okay. It took a week or two to start dropping. So.
Yeah, it does. It does though, because I'm looking at other things like Evil Dead Rise and stuff like that. They do give the higher the score for the verified audience. All audience scores are lower.
Yeah. because
really
the
dive
audience score is where I don't think you need to be verified. I think you can just make an account and you can start to rate it, I believe, for the all audience, which makes sense why they're like, okay, cool, we still want you to use our site, but we're just not going to value your opinion as much as we are going to be, if you want to verify it, so
I mean, it makes sense, but it's also Disney, so it's hard to just take their word for it.
yeah.
That's the problem. You can
Let's go to the audience.
Still Disney.
I mean, some of these said their kid fell asleep. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean and then, well, this is the problem. The kid next to me were crying after she saw how ugly Ariel is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like, I mean, but this is why I don't care what they're saying. Variety's doing whatever for clickbait, because when you really dive into these things, you see why they're like, I'm not verifying that. That doesn't make any effort sense, and you don't even have a ticket stub. Why the hell should I believe anything you got to say with your negativity?
Yeah,
it must be exhausting to
just be that person. Yeah.
So I mean, here, like, good story, but really expected good acting. What a shame. I mean, they're not saying anything too much. The terrible effects. Scuttlebutt was bad. Yeah, don't pollute your child's memories. Just see the animated one. Forget this failure. I don't know.
Pollute your child's memories. The original still exists, you moron.
Yeah. I was like, you can show them both. I don't see why they can be both. I know they do try to manage some of the review bombing. There you go. Another Disney woke make.
Yeah, that when they drop that word, that automatically, I'm like, nothing that you say has any credibility or validation.
There are a lot of these type of people that are doing it, that would do it just because. Just because, and that's why I don't blame Rotten Tomatoes. And it's not like they created this thing like verified audience and all audience. They do it for every movie. If you ever want to go back and look at all their stuff that they've been doing, they always have
they always use the verified
and they always use verified, because it wouldn't make sense to not use it. So, like, if this is one of those things that they just created for this one movie, I'll be like, oh wait, hold on, but when it's everything, come on, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, a verified gave it 5 stars, which is a lot of stars. I don't think I'll give it 5 stars, but they said all races were represented, and that's the way of the world. There's no way around its reality, which is true, and that's something that you brought up, Brian, in our review. I'll link our review up there if you're watching our replay. But yeah, you had 7 daughters for the 7 Seas, and you had an Asian one. You had one that looked a little bit more like, I don't know, what was that what's that area up there where it's like Iceland,
Nordic area?
Like she was like very bleach blonde and a little bit more pale skin. Like, you had a Hispanic looking one, stuff like that. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like the 7 Seas are all around the world. They're not just like Caribbean. Like exactly. Right there.
I mean, it's just the same thing with, if you guys look at Black Panther, or you want to go to Wakanda Forever, you can verify audience. Wakanda Forever is 94%. If you go to all audience, it's 80%.
Yeah.
Like, literally people hate on stuff, and just because they want to. So this is what they do. Even the critic score goes from 84 to 74. Like, I'm telling you, these things change. This is what they do. So it's very, this is what they have to do.
Yeah.
To give you something that is not going to be just geared towards someone race bombing or any of the other stuff. So I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Yeah, and he said there's a weird conspiracy at the same for all the movies. It is, and then it's just weird that a lot of people are bringing it up, and this happens a lot for black-led films because they get review bombed. Exactly. You know what I mean?
It's just what it is.
I mean, people were calling Black Panther, Black Panther, the first one, the same thing. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to see this trash. It was like, why? It was a great movie. You know what I mean? I mean, Wakanda Forever, I had issues with, but it had nothing to do with the actual race of it. It's more of like handling a character, which is more what a movie should be about. Is like how you handle this character.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That should be a critic kind of thing. But then even that kind of pulls in emotions versus critically thinking about it. But that's a whole nother argument.
I mean, look at me. I mean, I love Black Panther. And you know how I felt about Wakanda Forever.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people. But yeah, Jorge, it does don't have this discrepancy in score unless it's a diverse movie. You know, which is very true.
It's very true. You know, you look it up in regular movies. I mean, you get the 3 to 5% twist, like, and then you look for a movie that had Creed, you get 15, 1%. Wow, why? I wonder why, huh?
Yeah. Well, even this one, like, oh my Ariel, sad face, what you know, something like that. You know, half a star. You know, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they meant not my Ariel, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I'm trying to look for a verified one to like kind of bring up the same thing, you know, but it seems like it's mostly the unverified people who are really talking about that.
Review bombing, and literally doing was like what they're saying.
Even this one, you know, the magic, you know, was not there, but Ariel was cute and the actress was great, but the rest question mark, you know, and
that's fine to say.
You know? Even then, it's still 2 stars. So, yeah, it's not a half a star. So, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, and I think just scores in general are kind of interesting. You know, so.
I mean, just to be full for us, like this is why we say, you know, go see it now, go see it later, because it's not about giving it a star. Sometimes it's just about or giving it a grade. It's just like go see it.
Yeah,
go enjoy the movie.
Haley swimming is severely lacking.
What? Her swimming was lacking. Really?
I mean, there's only one part she was actually swimming as a human, because the rest she was like CGI. I mean, she didn't move any worse than any of the other mermaids.
No.
Right? Yeah.
And you can't, you know, it's not like she was even swimming. She was connected to wires.
Yeah.
I did.
But you're like, Bailey can sing, but she can't act. I 100% disagree, because I thought she embodied like the curious, like blissful ignorance in Ariel very well.
She's been acting for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah,
she's been doing it for a long time. She started singing like 5 years ago. Like, what are you talking about, man? Whatever.
And this is the first thing. This is the first thing, honestly, that I've actually seen her act in. I've noticed
you didn't see Grownish or any of those other things that you know with her and Chloe.
I probably did and just kind of tuned it out. But I thought her acting was fine in this. You know, it wasn't like Angela Bassett, Meryl Streep like level acting, but I thought she was fine. She did her job.
Yeah. Well, this one's like, I don't like Awkwafina. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who likes Awkwafina?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't necessarily mind her, but you know, she was probably one of the worst parts about this.
I liked her more in Shang-Chi than I did in this. You know, Shang-Chi, I thought that she was, I actually enjoyed her. You know, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
She's gonna kill it in the color purple. She going to kill that.
It's a musical, and like it's her acting during for the first time is great.
I mean, she was in the movie.
I never seen her. Yeah.
The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. She was in that.
Yeah.
You know? She's that's cool. So I'm just saying, like they've been around, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also and Disney, please go over it with bringing the same boring sound of Lin-Manuel Miranda to every movie you've been making. Boring sound of Lin-Manuel Miranda, one of the most all-time like Broadway. Like, the dude just made. I mean, he prints money now with Hamilton and stuff like that. Like, if you want to say repetitive, okay. Boring, no, it's not boring. You know, like, repetitive. It could be sometimes. You know, he has to do a rap every single time. Yeah. But you know, in this case, it was a bad one. But it doesn't mean they're always all bad. But I don't know, man. This thing right now. there's a lot of there's some legit half stars, but
okay,
man, I don't see.
I just tell you, like when some of those big things like Variety, I'm telling you, they do things for clickbait without necessarily paying attention to what they're writing. Did you really look into this? Did you really understand any of it? All of it's really there for public record, so you can open it up and look at yourself before you type an entire article about it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, now we're getting to the 30th. There was one, the Little Mermaid. Totally agrees with the changed history. So I mean, this
is it. So
I mean,
that's why, like, even when we talked about it, like, I don't mind what they're doing, and the fact that they have to do it just says what's wrong, and why I think you need to go see a movie that's multicultural and understand why it's important in this country to be able to accept everybody and all their cultures together.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit! A perfect example. You cannot escape. We don't talk about Bruno. Exactly, and that's a Lin-Manuel Miranda. So you cannot.
I heard it this morning.
Yeah,
I woke up this morning. I was like, don't talk about Bruno. Damn it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, you can't. He is. Yeah.
The first time when she was on land. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, on land for the first time. Yeah, that was great. I love that. That was a new song. That was a Lin-Manuel Miranda song. And her acting was great too with that. That was a double whammy. She was great. He was great. Most of the new songs are great. Scuttlebutt was not good. Y'all can't be homers, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. But this is something a lot of people are bringing up. I think it's when you try to look for something to rag on. There's going to be other people trying to do the same, and it's not hard to kind of start a circle jerk when it comes to stuff like that. You don't like it, I don't like it either. All right, let's tell everyone else how much.
Let's tell everybody. Let's get all of our people to do this.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get a lot of stuff like that. And like you said, it's usually not exclusively, but usually for a diverse kind of movie. So if they're race swap, gender bend, stuff like that, gender swap, that's when people start to get a little upset. If it, like Brandon, like you said, if it doesn't change the movie, then what's the point? Like, obviously having a white guy as Black Panther is going to change the movie because it changes the character. Ariel being black, white, Asian, it doesn't change
because she's still a fish.
Yeah. and unfortunately, that's the go-to defense or the go-to argument with a lot of these people. Oh, what if they made Black Panther white, or what if they made Martin Luther King Asian, or what if they made Mulan whatever, but they
made Cleopatra not black.
Yeah. They willfully ignore that these characters races were directly tied to their character, and Ariel's was not. But you can't tell them that, because if you try to use reason, they'll just plug their ears and go la 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 la. It's sad. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting to hear and always kind of hear about it, And that whole argument is like, oh, if they make what if they race swap Black Panther and make him a white guy? Guess what? They did that. Batman, Captain America, Iron Man, Superman,
I mean, I said Cleopatra. I said Nefertiti. I'm saying all. You can do it. We can do it. We go all day, guys.
Yeah, I have a Justice League poster of Alex Ross, all white. Come on, that story has been told before. That's why it's different when it comes to like a character like that. You know what I mean? Like you can't race swap like a Malcolm X movie. There's certain things you cannot do. But with
I think that's what I said before. I said like the amount of stuff that that's all black is not. You can't compare them the same amount that are all from all white cast. Like there's not as much many movies or shows or anything or characters. You don't have 15, 20, 25, 30 young black characters that can do those things. You don't.
Yeah.
There's only a limited number. Literally, there is. We talk about superheroes. You can count on 2.5 hands. Like how many black superheroes are there? But there's hundreds of superheroes. You know what I'm saying? So I never understood that argument. To me, it's
Yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
well,
The one that I heard somebody say was like, oh, what if you race swap Black Panther? He's like, okay, well, what if we race swap David Duke? Like, yeah, it changes a lot of things when you do stuff like that, you know. So when it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Ursula could have literally been an actual octopus with a face, and that would not have changed.
it could have been
character.
Brandon. Brandon could have been Ursula, but no problem.
He could, yeah. But you know, that's why I was like, for something that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
You know. People always say they should make new characters instead, but Disney is literally making new Black Disney princess for Wish. Yeah, me and Brian were talking about that. They could do both. They could do both. You know, but if I respect what Chillmonger and his views are, because he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I mean,
He's not wrong.
I just have a different opinion because of it's not equal. You know, because as much as I'm a Black person, I'm also American, right? And if all American stories are all, you know, what inclusive of have only white people, it doesn't necessarily balance out that way. So sometimes, you know, when there's 300 white characters that are superheroes, and then there's 13 Black superhero characters, not all Black characters are going to be interesting. So like sometimes the interesting ones, I have no problem if they're going to give me a Miles Morales. I'm okay with that, you know. It's a different thing, but you're taking a character and you're adding on to it. I don't mind that as much. So that's, you know, that's why I differ a little bit with him. But overall, I do agree. I want to have Black characters, you know, be played by, you know, and being publicized. It's just the amount is not the same. Yeah. As I said, it's 13 versus 300. Like, okay, well then, if it's a good character, give it to me. Yeah. You know, just don't give me Wonder Man. I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Abdul Mateen. You know, like if you know, I was kind of hoping that with Henry Cavill ousted as Superman, that would have been a good role for him. But
same thing. People would have lost their damn minds. Yeah, they would have lost
over a character people don't know. Over a character you don't know. I want to see one Wonder Man comic book before you start complaining.
Well, you're saying Superman? Like, y'all playing Soup. Like that.
I thought he meant that Henry Cavill being Wonder Man.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I thought my bad. I thought the other way around. But yeah, they could definitely do both. But I'm like, if you're complaining about certain things, you have to go. And Wish looks good. I wish it had a better title.
Yeah,
but
I wish they did better with brainstorming. But
but the movie looks good. The character looks good. It looks like very old school, not old school, but the new old school, the CGI 2D drawings and stuff like that. So it looks good. I like it. I'm pretty hyped for it, you know. But like you said, they could do that. You know, they Encanto, you know, turning red. You know, granted they're not princesses, but you know they're making a sequel to what's that? Princess and the Frog. So Tiana. Yeah. You know, they're doing something like that. So I'm okay with it. But like you said, they could do both. They could both. Like you know, you being mad that Spider-Man is Miles Morales. And you're like, no, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Like, well, it could be both. But also, I could be excited about seeing Spider-Man or Miles Morales Spider-Man, but also and be excited for Static. You know, like when that movie comes out, I could be both. For me, I don't know.
I can enjoy Black Panther and Blue and give me a Blue Marvel, but when Miles Morales comes out, I'm not going to be upset about it. That's fine. You know, give me that too. Yeah. Give me all of it. I would like all of it. So it is me.
Yeah. Plus, Wish has a much more reasonable budget than Elementals.
Well, Elementals is about to lose a lot of money. It's about to be the John Carter of this decade.
and that's not even saying it won't be a bad movie because it looks cute, but horrible timing.
It also reminds me of a lot of stuff that's already come out. You know,
which is Disney's known for that. You know, a Romeo and Juliet type of love style story. Seen it a bazillion times. You know, but doesn't mean it won't be good.
Yeah.
But
they'll get my money. They'll get my money, so it's all right.
Oh yeah, you'll go see Flash, you know, on Wednesday during the day, and once the girls get out of school.
Exactly.
You know, that's how it might be. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is something that's going on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people are freaking out about it. Like, is it a thing? Is it not a thing? I don't think it's a thing, but I figured enough people are talking about it that maybe we should bring up and give our 2 cents on it with it. But my cat wants to go to bed in my jacket, but it's getting late. But cool, Horror Geek. Super appreciate you in here chat with us, especially about this topic. You seem like you knew what we were talking about, so you had some of the facts about it, info on it. Yeah, so appreciate that. So if you want to be like Horror Geek and be part of the conversation, be part of the show, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, join us live every Monday and Thursday, so you can catch us, hit that bell notification as well. And then if you're watching live, stick around. We're going to finish things up with one more topic.